Okay, chains, types of chains, benefits of chains. So I would like to ask one questions. Okay, you have said like chains and types of chains and benefits of chains. Um, uh, Main component of chain. Why we need chains in LangChain? I need to know your opinion on that. So why chains are more important component in LangChain? Do anyone have any answer? So my question is why chain is the most important? Why do you consider the chains or more important component LangChain? Just whatever maybe share your opinion. I need to know your point of view. That's it. Yeah, anyone? Text it on chat box or unmute yourself and talk. Yeah, helps to combine multiple. Yeah, right. So it's used to create multiple components for a single or complex applications. So main application that you have to understand is it enables the developers to make or build multiple features for their LLM project. That is the main purpose of LLM, and we have seen those types and how to implement those things in launch. And these are the things we have seen on last class, and I hope you would have probably understood it. And while doing your assignment, you will be able to practically implement all those chains, and you can gain some practical experience as well. So in this class, we will be learning about memory. Um, do you have any? What is your point of view about memory in LangChain? So what do you think while hearing the term while I spoke? Memory in LangChain. Just share your opinion. So அது கரெக்டாக தான் இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. Just share your opinion. I need to know what is your point of view. You can also unmute yourself and talk. This is not a college class or something like that. Yes, storing informations. So great spark can be like while hearing the term like memory, you can you suddenly saying like storing information. Yeah, well and good. These things you will be seeing like what kind of storing and what we need to store that we will be seeing in throughout this class, and how many types there to store like that informations. These are the things you will be like planning in this session, and probably you will be having one more classes on coming week, and I'll be giving 5 to 6 days for building your own project to submit in this internship. So intimate your friends also after this class, and you will be having one more class that would be your last class. And after that I'll be assigning some projects to you. I'll be assigning projects to you that you have to research and use these components that I have taught you throughout this session. So you have to build that project based on the thing that we taught in this internship. So intimate your friends also if you have joined it, and if some of your friends have not yet, so intimate them. Next class will be the last class for that will be theoretically will be teaching, and you will be having 5 to 6 days to explore and do some case studies on some topic like topic wise. So the 40 percentage of, as I have told in well the inauguration of that internship, like 40 percentage of theory class and 60% will be practical, no? So you will be having some practical exposure on doing some projects. So intimate your friends also to join and listen those class. It will be more useful while you're doing your projects at the end of this internship. Location of short-term data. So, do anyone have researched what is memory? Yeah, your answers are right. Um, have researched about LangChain memory. Have anyone learned about these things after coming to this, after hearing this LangChain term? Have anyone did some case study on memory? Is there anyone here? Can you guys see my screen? Is it visible? Yeah, click a thumbs up. You can. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. So as I said, you will be learning memory in this LangChain. You can directly go through what you have. So you have said like storing informations and all those things. Exactly what you have told, and something I used to convey on the term. So memory is the concept of storing and retrieving data in the process of conversation. So main thing under this LangChain or building an LLM project is many thing like storing, and this is all the basic things that we have on every like in Java also we have storing memories and different application like database also it is used to store some information. For what it is a main, so the main unique and specifications of those things will be varying for different applications. In language like Java, Python, you will be having variable, or using DSA you will be storing those things. And in SQL you will be using like tables to store those stuffs. So in LangChain, what it will be the basic data like it. So the process of conversation. So you will be having the conversation. You have to record that conversations. So main use of memory in LangChain is used to keep track of previous interactions. So while chatting with someone or chatting with your friends, suddenly if he sees 10 conversation, he or she will not be able to understand what the whole conversation went on previously. So he or she need have to swipe it, and he or she need to read all the conversation to know what the group or you have have made some conversation earlier. So likewise the same thing, LLM also need to understand, understand what the previous conversation if we define the memory. So basically defaultly, so LLM are stateless. Stateless in the sense it will won't save, or it will won't um, um, save or store the previous conversations. So if we want to make it statefulness, we want to define some memory to make that conversation need to be tracked. So these things you will be learning in this class. So as I said in this uh, definitions between the user and chatbot, it needs to have the track of previous conversations so that the chatbot can respond in more informed or coherent way, like what we have in day-to-day practical session, or we when we communicate to someone, if we did not see the previous conversation, you will not able to understand what the conversation have gone across. So the same thing will be having in this also. Memory is a critical component of any chatbot. Yes, as we know, memory is a main port. Like it have to be defined. So if it does not be defined, it will be stateless, and it will be um, it won't be making any sense. No, so that is a main. So it is a critical component for any chatbot. LangChain provides a, a number of different way to implement it. So you will be seeing those different ways to implement things in these classes, and this allows developers to choose the right types of memory for their specific need. As I said, there are different ways to implement memories, and you have to know each and every ways to each and different ways to and what their need is. So then only you can implement the right thing on your specific projects, and to build the chatbots that are more informed and coherent. So these things you will be learning in this session. Now let's see. So, and I'll be showing you the documentation of LangChain memory. So I'll be just explaining what I'll be giving some overview on that. So here you will be having on the left side of this page, you will be having this memory module. So click it, you will be having, yeah, here if you click on this, you will be having different types of memory. We will be seeing few of the major or basic type in this classes. And there are a number of types. These are the types of memory that are available on LangChain for different specific use cases. So I'll be teaching you some of this basic and more important memory types in this class for your further projects. So these are the documentations they have given all the things so go and refer it. So they will be giving the basic code, and if you want to understand it more clearly, just go and explore this documentation. You guys are playing with thumbs up, huh? Okay, let's see what, as you have said, storing information like this, no? So there are certain types of memory like short term and long term. From the name itself, you can able to understand. So if the conversation, yeah, has to be short term in the sense it will be storing few or limited conversations. Long term in the sense that throughout. So these things it will be there, and there are few types that are there that are in LangChain that you will be learning. So from the name itself, you can able to understand short term in the sense. So you'll be having some restriction on tracking the previous conversation. For example, so the LangChain have to have the track of previous 10 to 15 conversations. So though it is a limit for that LLM. So it is like a short term memory will be storing it likewise, and the type of memory is typically used to store the most recent message exchange between the users and chatbot, as well as any other relevant data such as the intent or the current status. And you will be learning what are the types that are there in LangChain to make this possible in your projects. You will be seeing on the further sites. And next slide. Just have a look on this short-term memory and long-term memory. So as I said in the previous slide itself, so it will be storing the most recent, and it will be like long-term memory. It will be saving all use case and histories and all those things. We'll be learning later on this slide what it is. And keep track of current conversation informing response. the same basic things you have to know before knowing the types in lang. Okay, I have listed some four types of LangChain, and you will be learning two extra also. You will be learning. I will be showing the code session. So just see like conversation buffer memory, conversation buffer window memory. You will be having these types in this LangChain. So I'll be sharing you this Canva link, and I'll be sharing you the code collab link also in this group. So if you guys want to use it, you can also view that. So I'll be explaining this four, and additional to this, I'll be explaining some of the two types of memory also. So first, conversation buffer memory. So I'll be explaining these things in the code session so that you will be able to understand more clearly. And there are, as I have shown in this documentation, there are some other memories also, like buffer memory, in the sense storing all prior message in the buffer. So it means like storing that entire conversation or keeping the track of the entire conversation. So summary memory, in the sense, it will be store a summary of a message. So each and every memory types have some specific use cases. Each and everything will be different on some use cases. So stateful, in the sense, store the current state of conversation. It is buffer memory is a stores all the prior messages in the buffer. So entity, in the sense, you will be storing all the entity like name and what you have learned in the programming language, the entity, so name, places, and some important keywords likewise. So it will be storing all those entity, yeah, from that conversation. Specifically, it will be picking all those entity details like name, address, and all those things from the conversations. Store a knowledge graph of conversation. Okay, this graph is more useful, and it has some unique specification. Like if you need to provide some history or previous, so the LangChain doesn't have any previous record or like that, means we can also provide the history for the chat box to know what you need to, or from where you have to start the conversation like that. So using this memory type, we can easily provide some history, or we can feed some input from the history, so that the LLM would understand what is the previous conversation that has took earlier, and it will be understanding it, and then later it will be starting the conversation from the track. So we can set the conversation, the track, using this memory conversation knowledge graph memory. So each and every memory has some unique specifications. The vector, in the sense, you will be converting all those memory context into vector form, in the sense, that is a mathematical representation for storing this, for storing the words or sentence in the memory. And after storing that, you can easily call those things using what you have typed. So it is a easy way to search the conversation, or search the context of the conversation. So each and everything, you will be having different unique use cases. You will be seeing those things on the code session right now. So do you have any doubts on the previous slides that I have explained to you? So if there are any, let me know on command, or unmute yourself and talk. So are you clear with those memories and basic things that you have to know before going into the code part of this? Like what are the types, and or what are the each memories or doing. So I'll be explaining that buffer conversation and token, something that I have shown. No, I'll be explaining those things in code session. Just have a visual look on that representation. So these are the types, and I have also explained that buffer in the sense storing all the prior conversations, stateful in the sense storing the current conversations. No, these are the basic things that you have to know before going to the code session, and you will be seeing some of those in practical implementation on the code session. So, do you have any doubts on those things? So, let me know. So, if you're clear on that, just put a thumbs up or else text in chat box. So, let me know. Thank you so much. So I'll be forwarding into that code session right now. So if you have any doubts, or you can just interrupt me, or you can else text it on chat box. So here I have used Cohere, the LLM, and as I have from the starting of the class, I used to tell this name. Cohere, it is one of the LLM which is provided by Canadian-based startup. So it is also more equal and relevant to some GPT on all those models, and it is available for free for some limited tokens. So you can also use this Cohere model. So if you have your OpenAI token, all, so you can use that also, and no issues on that. So you can rather use this. If your token is exceeded, you can use some other models that I have taught on the early classes. So this is a basic integration of the code of the Cohere LLM. So from you can able to understand what these codes are. Literally, I hope. So this is the conversation buffer memory. So this is the basic memory, you have to understand it. So this buffer memory have a track of entire conversation. Let me explain you from which module it has been executed. From LangChain.chain dot conversation dot memory, you can import conversation buffer memory from that package. And if you want OpenAI also, you can import the OpenAI package, or else just leave it. You can have this integration right here, and you can call that LLM directly. So okay, then from LangChain.chain import, this is the main thing that you have to see. So this term will be repeated on every different memory types. Conversation chains, just have a look on it, you will be understanding it after I am explaining each and every conversation. Just have a look on it. So if you have any doubt, just interact with me. Then you will be calling this memory node conversation buffer memory, this module, and you will be that calling those function and under that memory variable. And after that you have to define conversation variable, where where else you will be linking that conversation chain that you have called here, that you have imported here. So in this, there are two main parameters that you have to look on. So as I have said, in prompt templates, you will be having some two parameters like LLM. You have to define prompt template, no? So as like the same thing, you will be having it's like conversation. Previous classes we have seen like LLM chain, and it has some two major parameters. No, likewise the same thing, the conversation chain. So conversation chain also in a part of chain that do some specific tasks like managing those conversations likewise. So this chain has two parameters like LangChain and the memory integration of LLM and memory. Web post in the sense, if you want to see those the behind scene process, you can easily see those things, what is happening behind this code by simply typing verbose is equal to true. If defaultly the verbose will be false on every code, if you want to make it visible, you can go like this. So then you can call conversation dot predict. So hi there, I am Sam. Let's see by seeing those examples. So see here, like the AI is replying like, "Hi Sam, I'm glad to meet you. Where can I? What can I help you with?" So this is the basic conversation. It is leading it on by AI. So then I'm saying, "How are you today?" And the AI is replying like, "I am doing great, and how are you?" And see the next code is more. So then like just a basic conversation. I'm good, thank you, and can you help? So this is a basic like chatbot. Can you help me with some customer support? This is a basic conversation that we can build using this LLM. So by clicking this buffer conversation dot memory dot buffer, you can able to see the entire conversation that has been made here. So this is a basic conversation. We can make this conversation using buffer dot memory. So as we have seen, like it will be storing all the prior conversation here, no. So after you can able to see here, no. um, so after printing that conversation dot memory dot buffer, this buffer can able to store all the conversation we have made, no. So this is this buffer memory will have the track of or have the track of prior conversations we have made. So this is the most important. If you want to record all those conversation, you can use this memory type. So here next you will be seeing this conversation summary memory. So as like the same memory, the same process will be repeating here. So from this LangChain dot chain dot conversation dot memory, you will be importing this conversation memory as a summary memory. Then you will be on LangChain dot chain, you will be importing conversation chain. This is a basic chain to integrate different specific type of uh, chains in LangChain. So same thing, first you have to define the memory, and we are setting the parameters. LLM is equal to it requires an LLM also, so you have to define here. Previously the chain doesn't need this LLM. Each memory has some specification on different specific of our project. So then you have to define the conversation. The conversation chain, as I said, it needs two parameters, no, LLM and memory chain. After this one, so the same thing, the same conversation. So how are you, and same conversation that I have shown you before. So see here, this is the most important part in this memory. So while clicking while seeing what the summary of this conversation, so it is summarizing the entire conversation in a sentence. So this is the specific of this memory type. So you have to know what this memory type actually does, no. So this is the main thing that you have to analyze it. So it is analyzing all those conversation and making some summarization. So this is the main feature of conversation summary memory. So next memory you will be seeing like, so you will be probably having assignments on these topics only. So these things you can easily understand what I am teaching right now. So few things you can able to understand clearly. So basically you will be having assignments on these topics, and do some practical session to gain some experience practically. So next conversation is conversation buffer window memory. So are you clear with the about two about two memory types that I have shown. So are you guys, are you clear with those types? The two memory type that I have shown you earlier, no? So are you there? Yeah, guys, thumbs up if you are clear on those two types. If I want to repeat it, just text it on chat box. So if you have any problem on like understanding what it is, just text it on chat box. I'll be explaining it. So next one is conversation buffer window memory. So apart from those two types, it will be different. You have to understand what specific need that it's satisfied. So in this, the same process will be repeating using conversation. We will be merging those memory and LLM. So let's see what's happening here. Like, hi there, I am Sam. So the same thing, basic conversation that I have shown to you. So I'm looking for some customer supports. So these see here the current conversation. No, it will be having a track of the previous conversation. So in this current conversation, you can able to know what is happening behind the code. The this thing only it will be showing on the output. So while you are enabling that purpose equal to true, you will be able to see these things like what track of conversation it's happening behind or going on. So next, my TV is not working. The simple customer support or this simple customer queries that has been risen from customers. Okay, when I turned it on, it makes some weird sounds and then goes black. So basic conversation it is leading on. So see here, you have to mainly look on this tab. So this is the important thing that you have to. We said a low k is equal to 2 to only keep the last two interaction in memory. So in this memory type, you will be able to you will be able to define some constraints on memory. We can define some constraints on memory, like you need to remember only last two conversation or last one conversation or last five or last 10 conversation. You can able to define some limitations on this the memory using this conversation buffer window memory. So this is the main and specific part of this memory. According to your need, you can able to use this memory. So according to your use case, you can use it on your project. No. So that was the main thing that you have to know from this buffer window memory. So we'll be having that exact detail of those things, and we'll be having lost two messages track in this buffer memory. Probably we'll be having those things on this buffer. So this is the main specification of this memory. Use it on your different project according to its use cases. So here, as like conversation summary memory, as we have seen here, buffer memory. So like you can see this here, setting k is equal to will only keep the last two interaction in memory. Maximum token, yeah, the basic thing. Summary, we have seen like conversation summary memory, no? So using this buffer summary buffer memory, we can perform some limitation on the memory on summarization likewise. So you have to understand the light variation or light some key specification on those two some types of summary in LangChain. So this is a basic thing you have to which you have to see this. This is the main important component in this conversation summary memory. You can limit those things using this maximum token limit. The same thing will be going on. Just see the collab that I have shown, that I have sent in this group. So it may the same conversation. So it will be, as I said, it has a limited tokens or limited lost to previous conversation only. It will be able to analyze it, and so the summarization part also will be limited according to the constraint. No, so the same thing it's happened here also. It will do the summary of the conversation. So as we have limited that token, maximum token is equal to 40, and the summary part will also be reduced. These things you have to make sure of it when you are using this in buffer. So this conversation token buffer memory. So this also used on performing some limitations on memory. So as the name even suggests, like it will be like having some limitations on token. So token, as I have said, like LLM, while assessing the AP keys and all those things, all the charges will be calculated on token. No token in the sense 2 to 3 characters, likewise, no. So it will be having some limitations. So it will be permitting some maximum token limit of 70. In the sense, it will be performing or allowing those token limited to 70. So you have to these those things are calculated in tokens. No, the memories also will be limited to 70 tokens for performing this buffer memory. So the same conversation on using that conversation chain will be integrating those things. The same pod will be repeated. Yeah. So this chain is more similar to the previous chain, but on certain circumstance, it will be varying on, like it will be having some summaries on those things, and it will be like storing those limited conversation. Likewise, it will be the previous chain that I have shown you that will be limited on that summary also. So it will be like limited on the conversation based on the tokens. So before the earlier memory type that I have shown, like one of the chain that I have shown to you, that will be making some constraints on the previous 10 to 15 chats. So this will be making some constraints on 70 tokens, like that. The constraints will be varying on different memory types. You have to know it. So this one. So as I have explained during the slide itself, conversation knowledge graph memory. The same thing that is repeated here also. We are using conversation chain and conversation kg in the sense knowledge graph memory, and we are using prompt templates. So this name will be more familiar to if you have done your assignments and attend your classes. It will be more familiar to you. um, Here we are defining the template. So this is a simple template. We are defining like the following is a friendly conversation. We are letting the LLM know what the conversations are all about, and the conversations between a human and an AI. The AI is talkative and provides a lot of specific details for its context. If the AI does not know the answer to a question, it is truthfully say it does not know. So we are like what I have said in this prompt engineering, that structure of prompts. No, we have to mention instruction, context, and constraint. No, so all those things are probably defined here also. The AI only use information contained in a relevant information session. So we are letting the LLM know the AI only use the information contained in the relevant information session. So we are able to define what the conversation we can feed the information to this LLM. The information that we provide using the conversation, it can able to easily identify or analyze this information that we have provide in this session. No, it will then the conversation will be based on that. So whatever the conversation you are importing here, it will be analyzing, and the conversation will be based on the data that you have provided on that history or the relevant information data. So let's see how it's work. So using conversation chain, here another one term we have included like prompts. So another new parameters is prompts here, and all other things are same. So here, so I'll be explaining this in this documentation. It will be more clear for you. See here, we are saving this previous message, like we are importing the input hi, as we have importing the this hi to Sam and who is Sam, like Vishnu. We are importing in this by typing those conversation here. So I'll be explaining this to you. It will be more understandable to you. So like we are importing like input and output the previous conversation that is been made. So just we are saving to the memory, and after saving to the memory, so these context will be saved under this memory in the conversation chain, and we can these things will be learning later. I will be the next chain will be learning this. I'll be letting you know. So here, after defining those things like relevant informations, and like I'm feeding all those information here, I am saving all those like earlier conversation that I have made by typing it, or you can also import it. You can just save those things, and after asking some questions, it would reply from the basic context that I have provided. Okay, this is the main motto of this chain. You want to understand. So after you do some conversation, it will have some track of that memory which we have feeded. So this is a main and important part of this conversation knowledge graph memory. So the entity memory, as I have said, it will be like storing like name, address, or whatever the entity. Entity in the sense the name, location, person, the things that you will be learning on different programming languages. No, the same concept also implies here. We have to import like conversation entity memory, and we have also imported the default entity memory conversation template here. uh, and I'm just calling those default entity memory conversation here using prompts, and after making some conversation like will be analyzing what is this. So first I'm just typing like, hi, I'm Sam, my TV is broken but it is under warranty. So here see like the context. So here it will be saving like Sam and TV, these are the main context or entity here. So this conversation basically will be saving those all entity from the conversation that we make. So here see like how can I fix it, the warranty number is, so this number is an entity here. No, let's see here. You will be like, yeah, you will be able to see that Sam and this entity number, it will be saved here. The main thing that will be the entity of the conversation will be saved under this memory chain. So then after typing this, can you send the repair person called Dav to fix it? So here the person name is Dav, the Sam and the TV, and these are the entity, the basic concept that we have seen in language programming language. No, the same concept will be implemented here also, and you will be able to saving all those entity from this conversation. These are the different types, the main types that will be useful for your further or in projects you will be applying all those concepts. So I'll be revealing the project title and all those things on coming days. So keep track of like, just let know what are the use cases of these project, no, use cases of these types of memory, so that it will be very useful for you to make your project more well and good. And in you can add some whatever specifications, so it is up to you. So just know all those chains and the specifications of each chains. So these are the things that I have conveyed to you in this session. So are you all clear on those chains and the name that I have told you and the specifications that I have said to you on each chains? So are you clear on that? So guys, if you have any doubts, just don't have any hesitation to unmute yourself and talk. Or it is not like a class that we normally have in colleges. So are you clear with that? Just give thumbs up like this. Okay. So if you have any further doubts also, you can feel free to communicate with me. So I'll be sending you now the feedback or attendance link right now. For further conversation, you can feel free to communicate in the feel free to communicate the group, or you can just hold on to the next session. You can ask in the meeting also. No issues on that. So I'll be sharing in the attendance link. Wait for a while.